She wasn't just fast, she was a silver blur, a living streak of lightning beneath the waves. She would launch herself into the air, twisting and turning in spectacular leaps, trying to touch the clouds before splashing back into the blue with a triumphant grin. She was always moving, always pushing forward, so focused on her next jump, her next burst of speed, that the world around her often became a blurry backdrop to her own personal race. One sunny afternoon, Nori was in her element. The waves were perfect, rolling in with a steady, inviting rhythm. "I bet I can beat that big one to the shore," she chirped to herself, her eyes fixed on a massive wave forming in the distance. With a powerful flick of her tail, she shot off like an arrow. She zipped past schools of shimmering fish, who scattered like confetti in her wake. She darted over vast coral gardens, but their vibrant colors, the fiery reds, the sunny yellows, the deep purples, were just a smear of color in her peripheral vision. She was so engrossed in her race, so consumed by the thrill of the chase, that she didn't notice the strange, tangled shape caught in a thick patch of seaweed just ahead. She zoomed right past it, a trail of bubbles her only signature. A few moments later, as she paused to catch her breath and celebrate her imaginary victory against the wave, a faint sound reached her. It was a soft, weak cry, barely audible over the gentle lapping of the water. "Help! Please! Help me!" Nori froze. The voice was small and tired. It wasn't the boisterous call of her dolphin friends or the rumbling song of a distant whale. It was a plea. For the first time in a long while, Nori stopped completely. The world, which was always a blur of motion, slowly came into focus. There, struggling weakly in a dense, green net of tangled seaweed, was a sea turtle. The poor creature was completely ensnared, its flippers caught in the tough strands, unable to move. A wave of guilt washed over her, colder than the deepest ocean trench. Swimming closer, she spoke in a gentle voice. "Don't worry, I'm here. I'll get you out." The turtle looked up, its old, wise eyes filled with a mixture of fear and relief. "Oh, thank you," it whispered. "I've been stuck for so long." Nori began to work carefully. Instead of her usual quick, impulsive movements, she was patient and methodical. She used her snout to gently nudge and tug at the seaweed strands, loosening them one by one. It was slow, delicate work. She had to be careful not to pull too hard or frighten the turtle further. As she worked, she saw the intricate patterns on the turtle's shell, the gentle way its eyes blinked, and the weary lines etched on its face. She was seeing, truly seeing, for the first time in a long time. Finally, after what felt like an eternity of careful effort, the last strand of seaweed came loose. The turtle was free. It stretched its flippers, sighing with immense relief. "Thank you, young one," the turtle said, its voice stronger now. "You saved me. My name is Kai." Nori felt a warmth spread through her chest that had nothing to do with the sun. "I'm Nori," she replied softly. "I'm so sorry I didn't see you before. I was rushing." Kai gave her a kind, knowing smile. "Rushing is easy in a world as big and exciting as ours," he said. "But sometimes, the greatest treasures are found when we take the time to look. If you only look ahead, you miss all the wonders to your left and right." Kai's words echoed in Nori's mind long after they said their goodbyes. The experience had changed something deep within her. The next day, as she swam out into the open ocean, she made a conscious choice. Instead of rocketing off at top speed, she swam slowly. She glided gently over the coral reefs, and this time, she didn't see a blur of color. She saw the intricate, branching arms of the staghorn coral. She watched tiny, electric blue damselfish darting in and out of a sea anemone's tentacles. She noticed how the sunlight filtered through the water, creating sparkling rays that made the sand below look like it was sprinkled with diamonds. It was the same ocean she had always lived in, but it felt entirely new, vibrant, and alive in a way it never had before. She started listening, too. Instead of just the rush of water in her ears, she heard the symphony of the sea. She heard the soft clicks and whistles of her fellow dolphins not as background noise, but as conversations, greetings, and jokes. She heard the gentle, rhythmic crunching sound of parrotfish nibbling on coral. She heard the deep, soulful song of a humpback whale calling to its pod miles away. The ocean was filled with music, and she had been moving too fast to hear it. Soon, her friends saw the change in her. She became the one who would spot a seahorse cleverly camouflaged against a piece of seagrass. She was the one who would find the most delicious patch of seaweed for a snack. Because she took the time to look, she became the go-to dolphin for help, patiently untangling a young fish from an old fishing line or guiding a lost crab back to its rocky home. Nori still loved to leap and play. She still felt the thrill of a good swim, but her joy was different now. It was about the connections she made, the beauty she witnessed, and the help she could offer. She learned that slowing down didn't mean life was less exciting. In fact, it was the opposite. By taking her time, she found that every moment became richer, deeper, and more meaningful. She discovered that the real joy wasn't in finishing the race first, but in savoring the journey, sharing it with friends, and appreciating the incredible, beautiful world all around her. Her life was no longer a frantic blur. It was a beautiful mosaic of small, precious moments, each one a treasure she had learned to find by simply slowing down. And so, Nori the dolphin swam through her ocean home, not as the fastest, but as one of the happiest and kindest, her heart full of the quiet joy that comes from truly living in the moment. What a beautiful story, right? It is such a powerful reminder for all of us to sometimes slow down and appreciate the little things. Thank you so much for joining us for this underwater adventure. If you enjoyed Nori's story, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next tale. We'll see you in the next story.